All right, guys, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of We the People, where the people come for the truth. Yes, most certainly. And we're back here at the People's Desk, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the David Pakman show and him trying to disgrace our president and trying to say that our president it looks like his face is falling and that there's stuff going wrong with him. They're trying to use the talking points that they already knew about Joe Biden. He never say nothing about Joe Biden. So why the hell is he talking about our president if he could talk about the other president? I would say quite clearly to a person like David Pacman, shut your mouth and learn some respect for our president. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Interestingly wrong with President Donald Trump. And this time it is not the usual incoherence. Over the last couple of weeks, the behavior has really gone from erratic to genuinely alarming. And I love that people are finally noticing this. Now, start with the AI videos. We covered Donald Trump reposting this fake AI generated clip of himself sitting in the Oval Office announcing, soon every American is going to have a med bed. These med beds are this kind of right-wing conspiracy theory about a secret healing machine supposedly hidden by the elites that it's almost like a tanning bed you lay down in and it'll analyze you and cure things and even regrow limbs. Anyway, the fake Trump will soon receive their own med bed card. The real Trump shared it almost as if it was.
I just want to know where this meatball gets stuff like this. I mean, really, like, I'm not saying that there ain't no such thing, but I've never heard of that. And you know, David Pakman is a meatball. He is a meatball of all meatballs. But let's let him go. Continue, David.
Something that he had said. And when asked about it, the White House press secretary said, oh, Trump likes sharing memes and he had every right to share it and he had every right to then later delete it. No one's talking about Trump's rights to post to social media. We know he has those rights. What we're saying is the crap he's posting is really alarming. We then saw the infamous sombrero video. This was another AI generated video mocking Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. Hakeem Jeffries is the first black House minority leader. And it showed him in a sombrero with, I guess you would call it a waxed mustache. And when he was called out for xenophobia, racism, Trump doubled down by posting another video involving a sombrero, I guess playing a guitar, standing behind Hakeem Jeffries. This is not normal behavior for anybody. Like if your uncle was doing this, you would say, hey, what's with the stuff you're posting? This is the president of the United States.
Bro, you're an idiot. This is not normal behavior. Bro, if he didn't do what he did, you wouldn't have a job, you idiot. It's because of him that you have something to talk about. So stop crying. First of all. Second of all, that don't mean there's something wrong with it because of his xenophobia. He was racist when he did that to Hakeem. Kiss my ass. You act like he put a noose around a Hakeem Jeffries doll or something like that, bro. He put a damn sombrero on him, symbolizing that he's down with the Mexicans, bro. Are you serious? Like, you say some dumb stuff, Dave. Like, you're too touchy, bro. Let them drop. Let the boys drop, bro. When you let them drop, you might grow up and be a man. Let's hear what he's got to say.
And it's not even normal behavior for Trump. Like, even for what we've become used to from Trump, this is unusual behavior. Now, then Donald Trump had a recent speech when he went on a bizarre rant about presidents falling down the stairs, saying, you know, Obama would bop down the stairs and I'm careful, but if you fall, it becomes part of your legacy. And then he started talking about how he might use dangerous cities like Chicago and San Francisco as training grounds for the military. So not only saying completely whacked out things, but also jumping from one insane thing to the next. That's when retired General Barry McCaffrey went on TV and said that that speech was one of the most, and I'm quoting here, bizarre, unsettling events that General McCaffrey had ever seen. And his exact words were, the president sounded incoherent, exhausted, rabidly partisan, meandering, and couldn't hold a thought together. Even some members of Congress are starting to now acknowledge this. Pennsylvania Congresswoman Madeline Dean, we had the video. She confronted House Speaker MAGA Mike Johnson, saying the president is unwell. And Johnson's response was that there's a lot of Democrats that are also unwell or unhinged, I guess, which is not the most normal thing to say when someone suggests that the president might be mentally unfit. You then look at the reporters. Reporters have noticed Trump is slurring his speech. Reporters, of course, have noticed the bruised hands that are covered with like a completely clashing color makeup. And the White House goes, oh, that's from shaking hands. Everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. Nothing to look at here.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there on stupid, and let me say this, stupid. I got parents that are 65, 66, take care of an aunt that's 71. You know, my mom gets bruises all the time, bro, when the dogs hit her, anything like that. That's kind of what happens when you get old. The man's almost 80. So that there would explain a lot. And my question again, Dave, is... Oh, damn. My question again, Dave, is this. Why didn't you say something about Joe Biden? You got something to say, you ungrateful ass punk. You got something to say about President Trump, but you got nothing to say about Joe Biden. I remember something to the effect of, Joe Biden's cognitive behavior is perfectly fine to me. I'm sure it is. That was your talking point, Dave. But we know better than that. We know that in all actuality, Joe Biden had cancer. Now, whether he had it the whole time or not, well, we can't quite prove that, right? You know we can't prove that. But the fact of the matter is he has cancer now. He probably had it then. They were hiding him, and all y'all were hiding him. You were standing up for him and taking up for him when we knew better, when we kept saying it. And then people like, what's his name? Man, what's that report? Jake Tapper, fake Tapper. It's the fake crapper, and he's back again. Yeah, he'll probably write another book. A tell-all book about Kamala. These guys are idiots, bro. Like, real live. These are real stupid. And the stuff you say is stupider than stupid. Let's listen to stupid. I mean, David.
It's chronic venous insufficiency. It's fine. It's no big deal. That wouldn't explain the confusion. It wouldn't explain the slurred speech. And then Trump gave an entire CNN interview to Jake Tapper.
Can I ask the question? When has Trump ever had slurred speech? That man don't sleep. He works all night solving wars, you idiot. When has he ever displayed slurred speech? Show it to me, Dave. You can't.
Over text message, which is also not exactly normal. He just texted with Jake Tapper, and they're calling it an interview. When asked how CNN verified it was really even Trump writing that stuff, CNN was unable to verify it. Jake Tapper is just assuming it was really Trump. But of course, this happened during yet another one of Donald Trump's unexplained multi-day absences. So at this point, even the coverage is becoming part of the story. The Guardian, The Independent, Politico, Reuters, The Hill, they've all now run stories sort of starting to ask what's going on with Trump's health, what's going on with his mental state, what's going on with his strange behavior. And I believe that in and of itself is a signal here.
It's a signal because they're starting to signal that something could possibly be wrong with Trump because he's slurring his speech and he gets bruises at 80. That's it. That's the end of the world, y'all. Trump, that's it. You heard Dave. He's a doctor. He knows. I still want to know, Dave, what was up with Joe Biden? Tell me that. I'm listening.
You've got legacy and corporate media outlets that are suddenly kind of publishing versions of the same story. You don't really see that unless something is happening. And I've been calling them out for years for being irresponsible in not covering the Trump health story. The sheer volume of stories about it now is not a coincidence. You put it all together. The slurred...
The Trump health crisis. Dave, where was you at calling it for years about the Joe Biden health crisis, you moron? You must be voting for morons on Dami, ain't you? I'm telling you, man. You're a disgrace to our country, bro. I just want you to know that. You're a total disgrace to our country.
Speech, the bruises, the rambling, the fake videos he doesn't seem to even recognize are fake. He doesn't seem to remember. He never gave a speech in the Oval Office talking about med beds. And suddenly you've got corporate media paying attention. This is a very disturbing picture of a president whose mind and body appears to be failing in real time. Now, I just want to do, the thought experiment. If this were Joe Biden, Fox News would have a countdown clock, either to, Biden's death or the 25th Amendment being invoked or whatever. It's Trump. Right-wing media won't touch it. And
okay, so let's do this now, Dave. So, Fox News didn't have a countdown clock for Joe Biden's death and still doesn't, even though we know he's got cancer and we know he's going to die from the cancer. Unfortunately. Okay? You are a complete idiot and you sound like a complete idiot. This video is a complete farce. If I was you, I would unsubscribe from David Pakman because he's a complete liar. And his credibility is no good anymore. So, if I was David Pakman, I would just pack those books up, put that set away. Hey, Dave, I'll buy that mic from you, though. You want to sell it? I'll give you $10 for it, bro. Idiot. You sound dumb, bro. Let's finish listening to the dummy. I'm enjoying this.
Legacy and corporate media is not going to take it as seriously because they don't want to be seen as biased by the right. Trump's aides continue to pretend that nothing is wrong. The base says he's trolling the libs with all of this stuff, but everybody can now see it. Something is very wrong. Loyalty is the only reason that there are still people pretending that everything is fine. It's a form of denial.
Is that what it is?
Meanwhile, the legal hits keep coming. Let's talk about that.
Make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share. We the People Media. I'll see you on the next one.